My addiction journey began in high school when I was a freshman. It really started off with just the basic, typical party stuff, trying to fit in with the popular crowd, like smoking marijuana, drinking alcohol at parties on the weekends. In the back of my mind, I knew something just wasn't right, and I knew that could possibly be a problem in the future.
Hanging out with friends where they never wanted to be here. In retrospect, that was because Jeff and I were here. There was supervision.
And we've always been a really tight-knit family, and Justin all of a sudden didn't want to do anything with us anymore. If we were home all together watching a movie or something, he'd be up in his room. It was like having a little child in the house again, where you always had to be watching him and watching what he was doing, watching where he was going, because we didn't know what he was going to do.
This went on for about 3 years. I eventually cleaned up at the end of high school and joined the Army. While I was in the Army, I was dealing with terrible anxiety, sometimes to the point where I couldn't even leave the house without getting sick or shaking all over the place. When I went to the doctor, I got prescribed Xanax.
Justin discovered that the Xanax that was prescribed for him was obviously a very low dose. Well, he found out through, Snapchat and Instagram and things, you can buy drugs off of those. But he discovered that he could get street Xanax, and that's when it really started to go downhill.
Never in my wildest dreams would have I thought that this would have happened to us. Where we would have the police, we'd have to call the police on our own son in our own home.
There were a couple times I had to tackle him on the ground and put him in a headlock just to hold him still until the police got there. And we had talked to Pastor Doug many times. We talked to Pastor Dion, and they both helped us. They both prayed for us. Things were really starting to look up. July 2nd, 2021, while he was living in the sober facility, these doggone drug dealers came up to him and offered him free fentanyl. Well, Justin had a weak moment that day.
I was going on a normal walk like I did every other day pretty much. My roommate, Jake, he usually works during the day, but he, for some reason, got scheduled to work a night shift that night that I was home. Jake heard what he thought was snoring, which actually turned out to be me overdosing and gasping for air. He went to go get one of the housing peers. Ben, the housing peer, was there that day, just so happened to be there, and came in and gave me Narcan twice, did chest compressions and mouth to mouth, and ended up saving my life. I have been sober for coming up on about 1.5 years now. I have not touched fentanyl since that day, and since then everything has been tremendously better. Sorry.
I consider us some of the lucky ones, because there's a lot of people, not just kids, but people that didn't survive their overdoses.
Our whole family as a whole is just closer. We're more vulnerable with each other. We're willing to be honest and raw about our feelings.
You guys didn't fail as parents at all. I just can't thank you guys enough for never once giving up on me and always pushing me to be the true person that I am, which is a man of God and a family person. I'm here and I'm sober, and I couldn't be more thankful for you guys. And I love both of you.